Well, hi out there. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us today on Relationship Coaching Live. I am so excited because I have an amazing guest today. I met her after a show and we became instant friends. And she gave me so much tea on celebrities that I was like, you gotta be on my podcast. Spilling some more tea, girl. So she is a very accomplished celebrity journalist, an amazing woman, and just delightful and so much fun. Please welcome to Relationship Coaching Live, Reba Merrill.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am delighted to be here. And I want to mention this before we start. Since the theme is love, I loved my career.
Yes.
And it made it possible that I never felt like I was working. I just had a good time.
I love that. Isn't that important to just have so much passion for what you do that it doesn't even feel like you're working?
And then you're going to say, well, that's because you sat down with celebrities. But that's not true. That's not true, because sometimes I was scared and yet I still liked it. Okay. So, I mean, the emotions that go through. Yes.
Like you were like, oh my gosh, what if I ask a dumb question, or what if I trip? Like, I'm always thinking about those things. Were you thinking about those things?
It was never dumb.
Never dumb. I worry about dumb.
No, it was inappropriate.
Oh, I love that. Inappropriate. Yes, that's another thing, especially with YouTube. We have to be like so careful with the words we use.
No. You're talking about Hollywood studios, big actors.
Right.
Inappropriate is much more dangerous.
It's way more dangerous, right? Because you can lose your job.
Oh, thank you. And yeah. Guess what? I kept it.
You kept it. So you were like top of the line celebrity journalist. And I love that. You interviewed so many celebrities, A-list actors, and we actually did another podcast. If you guys want to check it, it's on the Relationship Coaching Live playlist, where Reba talked about Robin Williams. We talked about who else? Will Smith and somebody else, Harrison Ford. So today we're going to spill the tea on other celebrities. And I know that you really enjoyed interviewing Daniel Day-Lewis. What? But now I'm not going to say how you felt because you told me. What was it like interviewing him? He's known for like his intense method acting, right? Did you notice like any particular quirks or moments where his commitment to his craft shone through during your conversation?
I think it was more on my part because I really was scared.
Yeah.
Because exactly what you said. He is intimidating because he stays in character.
Oh my God.
And when I was sitting across from him, he's intense. He just has these dark eyes. He just looks at you. And my heart definitely was in the back of my throat, which does affect talking. But I do a lot of research. I didn't do as much until I went to do this interview with you. I went back and researched to see where the answers came from the questions, because this is from 1996. And so I want to say this. I was scared.
Yes.
The movie was The Crucible. Now, The Crucible was about witches, but the main story was he played a married man, and there was a young girl that wanted him and wanted to figure out how to get rid of his wife. Gee, just like today. So my question, which I didn't realize was going to change everything, I looked at him and I said, isn't it amazing? It's 400 years from when this movie is set. And a woman's scorn is someone not to realize you have to take them seriously. And I'm paraphrasing what I asked. I'm sure it was better. And he starts to laugh because I brought the 400 years from the 1600s to the 1900s. Instead of asking him about his character, that was the theme. And it affects who he played, which she went after him and he rejects her. So then she goes after his wife. Okay.
Wow.
And that's in the news now. And so he answers it. But in the answer, a smile trickles out. And that's the signal, I'm home. Or I like to say, I have them right here. He said things to me like, I didn't do well in school. Now, I also know in interviewing Anthony Hopkins, who said the same thing, but Anthony Hopkins wanted to be a musician. He was playing the piano, and I couldn't figure out how could a man whose father was the poet laureate of England and his mother was an actress, that he just didn't fit in. But he didn't fit in. Okay, and I didn't know this. When I asked the question, I didn't have this little piece of research. Or I went back and looked at the interview and he talks about not fitting in. And I didn't know why, because I didn't know why with Anthony Hopkins either.
Interesting.
And I'm going to tell you why he didn't fit in, that he answered me, which I didn't know. His mother was a famous actress, and his father, I already said, but she was Jewish. He went to school and he was picked on for being Jewish and rich and made miserable.
Wow.
I don't know that, but he sensed enough to give me the rest of the story in a way, saying I was a failure in school. I didn't like it. That he tells me. I just didn't know what was behind it until you invited me to do this. I'll just go back and look and see if what comes up. And that's what came up. In fact, just another little thing about his family is that his grandfather was knighted Sir because he created Ealing Studios. There were only 2 big studios in England, and that was one of them. And that was on the mother's side, so that was the Jewish grandfather. So it was really interesting about that question. So I have to say that I did see him after this interview. It was for a party for another film, and it was his film, and this is a party, and he's sitting at a table alone. And I went over and I sat down and I said, I don't expect you to remember me, but you have no idea how generous. That's a big word to use when you're talking to a star.
Yeah.
How generous you were to me. You gave me the most incredible interview for the film The Crucible. And then nobody talks to him because he's intimidating.
He really, were you scared like the first time you met him?
The first time I was terrified.
Yeah.
On meeting him at an Oscar party, I'm an Oscar voter, so I get invited. I wasn't the least bit intimidated because I had nothing to lose. I had nothing. Wasn't going to interview him. It's if he doesn't talk in an interview, I'm dead.
Right.
You can't do an interview and they don't talk to you. Just remember that. Okay, but there are other things to know. Making that movie, and I was mixed up. I thought Arthur Miller wrote it. I thought his daughter came on the set, but it's more interesting than that. Arthur Miller invited him to dinner at his house because they were shooting on the East Coast. And that's where he meets Arthur's daughter, Rebecca. And that's who he's married to. And he met her while the film was being made, and they got married the same year. So they got married in like 6 months or something like that. The same year.
Are they still married?
Still married, have 2 sons. And wait, today on Deadline,
yes,
the retired Daniel Day-Lewis has seen on a film set with a big mustache, but it's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret, but Deadline just blasted it out.
Well, they think because he had retired.
Yes.
Okay. They think it's really because he's doing a favor for either the star of the film or the director. and it's being done in Manchester, and I know nothing else. And that's just a funny piece that we're talking about him from the man that retired at 67. I do like him, I have to say, but I like scary men, men that scare me.
Scary.
Well, there is one more that really scared me, and we'll talk about him the next time, is Al Pacino.
Ooh, definitely. You're going to be like a regular on Relationship Coaching Live, giving us celebrity tea, which is a relationship because it's how you related to those celebrities. And that is not an easy task. Did you ever have like a difficult celebrity that wouldn't talk or would be kind of hostile? Or
well, first we'll set it. It was this. You want and you get that.
You do, huh?
But he did it to everyone. I thought maybe he just picked on me. I think that's one of the sorry things as humans, is that when you get picked on or you get talked about in a negative way, you think it's only you. And then you find out that this person has a habit of doing it to other people, which in a way does help. It does take a little. The thing is that I walked in, it was not a movie I liked. Do you want me to say who it is?
Yeah, I think we can do that. I know it's so funny, you guys. We talked before the podcast, and I was like, you can't say this, you can't say that. You know, YouTube will censor us and stuff. And so now she's like, I love that you're asking me. Thank you for being so considerate. Yes, I think you can say it. Tell me, give us the tea.
No, you know why? I forgot his name.
That might be a blessing in disguise. I don't know.
But the thing is, there was rigid instructions about him from the publicists. Usually we never get them. Like an example on Sting, when I interviewed Sting, the publicist came up and said, you cannot talk about the dinner party Trudy, that's Sting's wife, gave that Madonna meets her husband, Guy Ritchie.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, who cares? I wasn't going to ask him that. I wanted to ask him about performing. I got the answer of the century, and maybe I won't give it to you till next time, but it's amazing. All right. So let's go back to who, not that many scared me. Most of them excited me.
Nice.
Okay. There's a difference in the heartbeat. Yes. With Daniel Day-Lewis, I was tight up here.
You were scared to speak. Your throat chakra, yeah.
But with most of them, yes, I get a heartbeat. I mean, I feel the excitement, but usually when I get the first question out, which is, I'm embarrassed to say it's mostly the first question, and then I just play it by ear if I can.
Good.
Because my job, I should describe what my job is. I wasn't just a journalist. My job was I was a marketing expert, which I have a hard time saying that too. But I had to sell a movie in 60 countries. And everybody speaks a different language.
Wow.
And I have to realize that I have to be approved by the producer of each show. Is this what they will play on their show? They had the right to say no. They get the product, my profile, and then they decide.
Yes.
And so I thought this up all by myself. I would really like to talk to a psychologist about this. But people that are famous, who are uncomfortable talking about themselves, which are the ground rules, there had to be something that made them comfortable, usually a laughter in the beginning. But the truth of the matter is, I went back to before they were famous. Mm-hmm. And there is a niche that makes them comfortable to the audience, makes them human.
Yeah.
And then says to the producer, oh my God, we got a scoop. The thing like with Harrison Ford that we talked about, that I asked him the question about the bullies. Okay, so the thing is, the studio was watching. The studio saw that I put it in the interview. They did not say a word because he didn't complain. He laughed.
Wow.
So with that in mind, I always went back to see how they started. I always used or for the most part, used in a throwaway question. When did you know you wanted to act? One actor told me when I came out of the womb.
And I'm sure they're so willing to tell you that because it's such.
They thought he was very funny, and I did too.
Yeah.
But others said, well, I went in the drama club because that's where the pretty girls were. And so they all had these little things, but what they did is they became human for that brief moment.
I love that. That's a great way to look at it. They felt comfortable, and also the audience saw, oh, they're human. They started somewhere, they started in high school. Like I also was part of the theater club or whatever. So I think that that's brilliant. I love it. When I interview like comedians or celebrities, I start too with kind of like a semi-personal question that is related to the business. And I end with personal questions too. I think that celebrities they love to connect with whoever's interviewing them, right? What do you think?
Don't you? You're really naive. They hate it. And
They hate it?
These interviews that I got were on a press junket. I was.
Oh, I see. It wasn't like a fun thing for them. It was like, I have to do this. Okay. It's a whole different vibe. See, when I ask somebody to be on my podcast, it's like a fun thing.
Exactly.
And they can say no.
I couldn't wait to do this. No, I'm being serious. I really like communicating with you because you do one thing that makes me feel good. You make me feel respected.
Of course.
Well, don't be silly. It's not always.
I mean, I don't see any other way. Disrespect is not in my book for sure. I respect you, highly respect you. And I think you're an amazing woman and you're like goals for me. I want to be like Reba.
Well, I want to do a podcast. So, gee, I respect you and maybe we could talk later.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But we have some comments from X, David Marco. I love David. He is the sweetest. He's my angel. Happy October to my saving grace and Reba. I hope you continue to laugh and bask in the beauty that both of you bring to the world.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Oh, yeah. My God. I'm so glad we're just about finished with Daniel Day-Lewis. But I have to say this. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I never interviewed him again. And that party, when I just told you the story, I thought that nobody came up to him at that party, which I thought I didn't understand. I never did. I don't understand why people are intimidated. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Why they're intimidated to go up and talk to an actor. The people at the party were all people in the business.
Yes.
Or their spouse wasn't, but I mean, somebody was. I don't see my husband going up there and talking to him. I promise you didn't talk to anybody.
Yes. And you know what? I just messed up. Not messed up, but I put up the banner about what I want to talk about, which is Robin Williams, who was actually, we got a lot of views on the short about Robin Williams. And you told us a funny story that you had to go to the bathroom because you would pee laughing.
I won't do that one again.
So crazy. But my question to you, he was known obviously for his rapid wit and humor. So how did you manage to keep up with his energy during your interview? And were there any moments where that he caught you completely off guard?
Oh, the minute he opened his mouth, what are you talking about? I asked a question and he became a character.
Right.
The first film I did with him was Toys. And I asked him an innocuous nothing question. And his finger became a puppet. And it was a risque puppet.
Oh, no, I can't.
But the studio let it go. I think because there was a double entendre. And they know that was Robin. And they were excited because he was all over the place. He was, I made a lot of mistakes the first interview with Robin Williams. Because the film Toys, he wore this outrageous jacket. And I had a choice. Do you want him to wear the outrageous jacket with all kinds of tchotchkes all over it? Or do you want him in a business jacket? And I said, oh, no, I want the character jacket. Well, they didn't tell me that the character jacket made noise, like music came out of it.
God, only Robin Williams. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Okay, so that is when I learned my lesson. I did him 4 more times. I interviewed him 4 more times. Is that he is not going to answer the question in the way your mind thought it was going to be answered.
Yeah.
And you have to accept it, and you have to listen carefully because you have to come back.
Yeah.
But here else is what I figured out on that first interview. By doing that, he was avoiding me getting to know a little bit of him.
Interesting. And that ties into the next question I wanted to ask you about Robin. Were there any quieter, more like introspective moments in your interview with Robin, and that revealed a different side of him?
Well, I actually asked him if he could ever be quiet. Oh, that was a mistake. This is how he answered me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But it's like, I feel like sometimes I've seen Robin Williams, I don't know if he was acting or not, but like clips on social media that where he's like saying something profound and he's serious. So did you ever see that profound side of him?
Only if you weave it away from the humor. Because I said, where does the laughter come from? This willing to amuse and make us laugh.
Yes.
And he said it was in my genes. You see, but the truth of the matter is his mother was sick, and he discovered after he'd come home from school, he could make her laugh with some of his routines because he was very comfortable being a mime. He studied to be a mime.
Oh.
So therefore, he was comfortable telling a story and using his body all at the same time. Occasionally, I got, I was going to say profound answers, and then I'm going to tell you what it was.
Okay.
It was wrong of me to preface it this way, but he looked at me and he said, that was another good interview.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That was without a joke. He didn't go, ha. He just, and I was really touched because I felt his depression. I felt it when he was laying onto me these funny actions and words. And it was rapid fire. It wasn't just like I'm talking to you. It was even faster than that.
Oh,
and it was coming from left field.
Crazy.
I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
I looked at this man and I thought, you're hiding. Because the first time I thought, oh, I'm getting my own comedy show. That wore thin when I realized that he did this to protect himself. Out there, it was the wild and crazy, not Steve Martin, but Robin Williams.
Right.
And it was a real facade that he could do it, that the mind was that quick, like this, that he could turn into anything.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
So we are, we're going to do a half hour because I want you to come back.
You mean we're over?
And give, we can talk for hours. You know that. But I want for you to come back and give us more tea on other celebrities. But before we leave, I want to ask you something. From all your experiences.
I disappeared. Am I here?
Yes. Oh, you can't hear?
I can hear, I can't see.
It's okay. We can see you. Don't worry about it. You probably clicked something or it just, sometimes that happens. Don't worry. Okay. But my last question to you is, from all your experiences interviewing these legendary actors, which interview left the most lasting impression on you and why?
Oh. Nobody's ever asked me that. I think it's going to be a woman, because I know as a woman how difficult it was to be not just given the opportunity, but being paid like you're a woman, like you're a man. Isn't that awful to say? But I would say Meryl Streep, because she opened up about that she was afraid that she would never work again after she did her first job and her second job and her third job. So it wasn't just, hi, I am a star. She even said that. She said there are people that think, oh, I am a star. She said she never thought that way. And it took her years in fact, to even get a chance to do a film. I have a funny story. I'll save it for the next time.
Yes, I was going to say next time, definitely we're going to talk about her and other celebrities. And I can't wait to interview you again. Now that you have your team that we can stream live, we can see your beautiful face.
Thank you.
And so you're going to be like our regular celebrity tea informant.
Okay. But I also want to talk about something else.
Yes.
Is that you are a coach in love. And I want to talk about what happens when you become a widow and you decide that maybe you would like to date, and you realize I can talk to celebrities, I can do that, and how difficult it is to learn how to date again.
Oh, I would love to talk about that. We can do so many with you. We can do like a special edition with that. Like Reba talks about
love
after, this and that. No, it's great. I love it because dating, to be honest, is not about like if you're a widow or if you're divorced or if it is a nightmare, no matter what stage of life, no matter what your situation is, if you're single, widowed, separated, divorced, it is really a nightmare. And I blame dating apps.
And guess who's on a dating app?
Of course you are.
But I don't go to bars, so I didn't know how to do it. Maybe you can teach me how to do it. I'm so available. Oh, that came out wrong. But I meant to say I'm so available to learn how to do all this.
I love it. So Reba is available. I am not available for dating. I am taking a huge break until further notice. But anyway, so I loved having you here today, and definitely coming back to talk about other celebrities. And we're going to do a special edition about dating after your spouse passes away. So I think that's going to be so fun. Anything is fun with you. So
thank you. And thank you for having me. I loved it.
Oh, my pleasure. And you guys, we're going to stay for a little bit longer. I'm going to stay and we can just chat. If, I'll just talk about, I think maybe I'll talk about P. Diddy and what's going on. We can talk about that too, Reba, at some point. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. Everybody's talking about it. So anyway, thank you so much. And guys, stay. I'll be here and I'll see you soon, Reba. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have people on X and YouTube and Twitch, Instagram. That's all I can see. I know that people tune in a lot of times on LinkedIn and Facebook, but the LinkedIn I never see. And I'm streaming there. So I don't know why LinkedIn, if you guys are now watching us, I don't know why LinkedIn is just not showing me here on my app. Oh, I have a comment. Oh, Jeffrey. Oh, hi, Jeffrey. Very engaging interview, Grace. Thank you. Yes, we're going to have Reba back. She's amazing. Like I said earlier in the beginning, we met after I did a show and we just clicked and talked. And I was like, you need to be on my podcast. And she was like, let's do it. And I was so excited that she did it. So she's going to be back talking about other celebrities. She's amazing. She's an amazing woman, incredible woman. So thank you so much, Jeffrey. I'm so happy that you tuned in. Thank you. And you're tuning in from LinkedIn. Okay. I just saw the little thingy, the little badge. So, I'm so happy that it's streaming on LinkedIn and I'm getting the comments. But, it's not showing me like on LinkedIn for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Do I have to like scroll? You guys, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what I have to do. This is, it's really challenging to be engineering and interviewing, because I don't know if you saw, sometimes I'm like this typing, like, okay, and paying attention. So thank God for my ADHD, because I can multitask and just be all over the place at the same time. Like my brain is like paying attention to 5 different things at the same time. So but I wanted to talk to you guys. I wrote a couple of books. One is called, let me see, let me see if I have the cover. Actually, I'm going to play the commercial, you guys. Well, it's not commercial. I can't say that word, but it's kind of like an intro of what it's about. So let me play it for you. And I think you will be interested, because we do talk about narcissistic abuse a lot on this podcast. So it's called Breaking Free from Narcissistic Abuse. So it's available on thestateofgraceshop.com for only $2.99. I make it affordable for you guys because I want you to read it and have the information. Have you ever felt like you've lost yourself, like someone else's manipulative grip was holding you back from being the strong, beautiful soul you truly are? In Healing from Narcissism, I take you on a journey, my journey, through the darkness of narcissistic abuse to the light of freedom and self-love. Through personal stories, hard-won lessons, and powerful strategies, I'll show you how to break free from toxic patterns and reclaim your power. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of love. And my friend, you are worthy of the life you've always dreamed of. Let me help you get there. It's time to heal, to thrive, and to live life on your terms. This isn't just a book. It's your guide to a brighter, more powerful you. Grab your copy of Healing from Narcissism today and let the transformation begin. So there we go, you guys. If you want to get that book, it's on PDF. I make it super simple and available for you to be able to read it. $2.99, super affordable, and it does encompass everything that I talk about during the Healing from Narcissistic Abuse series on this live relationship coaching live. And it's very kind of like just giving you the tea of what a narcissist is, how you can break free, and then personal stories, which I think helps because I've been through it. So I'm speaking from experience, not just as a relationship coach, but from experience. And I think that makes a big difference because I know what you're going through. I understand the experience. I understand the feelings and the trauma that we suffer after we go through that. So I'm here for you guys. If you want, for free, hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever. I don't check LinkedIn as much, like the messaging, because there's a lot of spam there, like a lot of people like messaging you. I have like 8,000 followers or something. But like IG, for me, it's really simple. If you follow me first, so that I'll always follow back, by the way. So if you follow me, then on my inbox, it's going to show like primary on the primary inbox and not on the other one. So just, if you have any concerns or whatever, you need any help, definitely I'm here for you guys. Just feel free to DM me. And also on Twitter. On Twitter, I do check my messages. It's easy. Facebook also. But again, make sure you follow me so that I can get it on the primary inbox. So I also, by the way, wrote another book that I think can help you guys. And again, I make it super affordable for you. It's called Get This Off My Chest. And it's about, obviously, I'm a breast cancer survivor, so it's like, get this off my chest ASAP right now. Just get it out. Get that shit out. And I put my name, Grace, with I'm telling you, see, this is what happens, you guys, when you're the engineer. Let me correct it. And when you are typing while you talk, it's a lot. So get this off my chest. It's about my journey, like I was telling you. And it's not just for people who are going through cancer or are cancer survivors. It's also for anybody who wants to flip their attitude, switch their attitude from feeling a victim and miserable to feeling powerful and joyful. So I'm going to play that video for you guys so that you can see what it's about. It's really short. Bear with me, and I will be back and we will keep talking because this party is not over. Okay, we are still here. Let's go. Life hit me with a storm I never saw coming. Stage 3 breast cancer. But let me tell you something. When the storm passes, something beautiful can emerge. I know because I lived it. Get this off my chest. It's my story of transformation. It's about finding peace, joy, and positivity in the middle of the hardest battle of my life. This book is for anyone who's ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges, especially when it comes to your health. It's not just another cancer memoir. It's a guide to reclaiming your life, your joy, and your power. When I was going through cancer treatment, I made a choice to laugh through the chaos, to surround myself with love, and to embrace every single day with gratitude. I want to share that with you. Get This Off My Chest is about shifting your mindset, flipping the script, and learning to find light in the darkest moments. Because I believe that transformation is beautiful, and every challenge, no matter how hard, is an opportunity to rediscover yourself. So whether you're fighting your own battle or supporting someone you love, this book is for you. It's for the warriors, the survivors, and anyone ready to live life with joy, strength, and a whole lot of humor. Get your copy of Get This Off My Chest. It's available on my online shop, www.thestateofgraceshop.com. Your journey to healing starts now. Whew, so there you go. It took me probably a couple years to be able. When was I? I finished treatment in 2022, like summer of 2022. So roughly 2 years. It took me 2 years to be able to say, okay, I'm ready to just finish writing this. And I wrote it from notes that I had every day. And if you're going through a rough time in anything, whether it's cancer or it's something else, I think what helped me during that particular journey, which was the hardest battle of my life, like I said on the video, what helped me was writing down what I was going through, like what I was feeling. And it kind of like putting it on black and white. Like I type, some people write, by hand, but I type. And just seeing it on the screen, I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. And then those thoughts and those notes that I would take on what I was feeling would generate jokes sometimes. So they would generate a beautiful poem. There's some things that I wrote during my cancer journey that are on the book. And, they're like just very raw things that I wrote and not edited or anything, just boom, just out there. So again, when I write about something, I love to mix personal stories with the facts of what's going on, with the cancer treatment, with surgery, with, everything that surrounds you when you go through cancer. So you can get the book at thestateofgraceshop.com. You can get all my books, and I have fun merch there too, you guys. You should check it out. It's really, the State of Grace shop is like growing and growing. I have so much, like literally like over 100 things. I have digital videos, all the shows that I do and stuff. But I I wanted to talk about a little bit more about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. Um, I would love for you guys to DM me your experiences with narcissistic abuse. And then I would love to share it without names here on the podcast so that we can all, benefit from all of our stories or your cancer stories also, because that's a relationship, right? We have a relationship with cancer. We do. Some people are like, F cancer. I was like, I'm going to defeat you silently. Yeah. And with the chemicals that are putting in my body and the radiation they're shining on me, I'm going to defeat you very, very silently, very hush hush. I will surprise you. So that was my take on it and my attitude. And it was about my cancer healing journey. It wasn't just, F cancer, fight cancer. First of all, I was too tired to fight anything. When you're going through chemo, fatigue is like number one. So I was like, I ain't fighting nobody. Okay. I am not fighting anybody today or tomorrow or any other time. We have a comment. Let's see. Jeffrey, writing can lead to a meditative state, giving clarity to what you're writing about. Yes. So true. Because anything we do creatively, right? We're creating the words, the sentences. We're creating the art. It's an art. Writing is an art. And so by looking at it, you're right. It's almost like you are, when you're in that creative mode, you're in a meditative state. You're just kind of like in another, not dimension, I would say, but in another state of being, right? And so, yeah, absolutely. And Jeff, did you ever have like any experiences where you went through something that was hard and writing helped you? Let me know, or anybody else, let me know. And again, if you DM me, we can share the stories, and you can be part of the podcast too. We can do like back and forth commenting, and you can be part of it, because this is, again, the celebrity culture is dying. I shouldn't say that word. It's unaliving. It's on its way out, obviously, with the P. Diddy thing. That's another thing I want to talk about. P. Diddy thing, with all the stuff that's being revealed, we're realizing that the people that we quote unquote worshipped as idols and icons, and we want to be like them, they're not so cute. They're not that cute. They're cute on the outside, but on the inside, some of them, not all, some of them, not so cute, girl. Not so cute. No, that's my Latina. No, not cute at all. So I think that we are going, and I keep saying this on all my podcasts, we are moving towards a people for the people. And that's been in my heart, especially since my cancer healing journey. I think the most important thing is for all of us to connect with each other and to share our stories and to communicate and to help each other in any kind of way that we can. Obviously, there's certain things we can't do, but whatever we can do for each other, I think that that's where we're going. And celebrities are more, yes, they do, benefits or whatever, and sometimes donate money, but it's a tax write-off. It's really not that, but some of them are really sweet. Like Selena, for example, like she's the sweetest. Like she will take time with her fans, and Justin Bieber too. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. And I'm just thinking of those two. And I know there's other. Jennifer Aniston, I know, is very sweet. And it means a lot to people when a celebrity is kind to them and cares about them and shows interest in them and whatever they're saying. Very, very important. But I feel like a lot of them don't care. It's just about the ego. And again, I feel like this is going to be with YouTube and cable TV and broadcast TV and streaming services too. I think YouTube is it, you guys. Did you know that YouTube is the number one search engine? A, and B, you see they're trying to be like Netflix meets engine search meets social media, because we can do posts, meets TikTok, we can do shorts. So I think YouTube is encompassing everything. And I think that it's going to be it. And it is now, it's going towards that. And what I love about YouTube is that it is people for the people, because it's us, regular people, creating content, to help other people, whether it's to fix a pipe or to talk about narcissistic abuse or a disease or a sobriety or whatever. It's like, it's so important that we do this. And Jeffrey says, during the pandemic shutdown, we were secluded. Yes, I wound up writing a stage play about my family. Their voices were in my head, and that was a very calming and comforting experience, getting me through the isolation. I love that. So you used that isolation, which we're all so isolated, especially if you live alone. It was very isolating. And yes, I think that during the pandemic, Jeffrey, by spending time at home most of the time, and being isolated, we were able to go within us, because I feel like life had us so on the outside more than the inside. And I believe the most important part of us is our inside. And I'm not talking about organs, I'm talking about our spirit, right? And we create our own reality. That's what quantum physics says, right? And that's really true, because like, you can think purple is an ugly color. I can think it's beautiful. As you can tell, I love purple. So is that saying anything about purple? No. Purple is just purple. It's the opinions that create our realities. It's how we feel about things that create our realities. So I feel like we got more in touch with our consciousness and spirit, whatever you want to call it. And some of us, not everyone, some people got their mental health was not very good during the pandemic, and that's very understandable. But some of us who were able to turn it into something artistic, or into something more meditative, where we're meditating about our life and figuring out who we really are. I think a lot of people were like you said, like you wrote about your family, and that, I'm sure, helped you figure more about you and why you react certain ways to certain situations and certain triggers. I think we all became more aware and awakened, I would say. Aware and awakened. I should put that on a t-shirt, you guys. Isn't that good, though? Aware and awakened. I'm writing it. Aware and awakened. I'm definitely creating a t-shirt on my shop. Life hit a pause button. Give us a chance to reflect. Yes. And go within ourselves. And so what is for me personally, okay, like I felt like I was always, what am I going to do this weekend? What shows can I do? How can I improve my career? Who can I date? And now I'm like, whatever. It's like, I just do what I enjoy and I'm passionate about. And then the rest is like, whatever. I really don't care. I feel like I'm less pushing things, and I'm more allowing things to happen. I think sometimes when we push too hard, we stop things from happening, because we're like, when is it coming? When? And then when we relax and allow the universe, God, all that is, whatever you want to call it, to just work, just do what it does, which is a beautiful thing. Everything is available to us. In the quantum field, this is what they say, all the possibilities are available to us. And so it's limitless. So as soon as we find our purpose and our passion and focus on it, not in a let's do, it's more of a, okay, this is what I'm passionate about, and what my purpose is in life. So everything I do is going to have that purpose and that passion in it. And I think that by doing that, everything just flows more organically. at least in my life, I notice that everything flows more organically and I'm more attuned to people and situations than I used to. Allow, include, accept, and permit. You should put that on a t-shirt. I love that. Allow, include, accept. And I love that you're including the word accept, because like with cancer, I could have rebelled against it, like, oh, why are you here? Why did I get cancer? Instead, I was like, okay, this happened for a reason. I'm going to learn from this. I don't want it to happen again. That's for sure. I'm taking charge in that area. But again, cancer is a crapshoot. So he's like, I can do everything right and then still get cancer, everybody. But yeah, accept it. So I accepted what I was going through and I focused on the healing journey that I was going through. And then that's how my book came out. It just came out of that, acceptance. And by accepting it, also, I had a more calm and joyful attitude. So I love that. The acceptance is a very, very crucial part of it. And yeah, rather than rebel against it, it's like, I'm just going to learn from this and grow. And even if I would not have made it through, still, it was a learning experience why I was on this earth. And yeah, I love this. That's an old axiom. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. My Latina tongue, I don't know if it's doing it right, but from my acting teacher. Yeah, sometimes acting teachers, right? They have like the coolest advice. It's like, dude, that's amazing. As actors, they have to observe and be very aware, study the characters, study people. And so I think that that's why a lot of them are very wise, right? I think they are. So anyway, do you guys want to talk about anything in particular? Because I am here to connect with you. By the way, I would love for you guys to support Laugh Your Cancer Off comedy show. It's a private online event, and it's going to be three of us, Stephanie Tejada, Jacqueline Pizarro, and me. We're going to do stand-up. We're going to do sketch comedy. Oh my God, our characters are crazy fun. And then we're going to do a Q&A. So it's going to be super fun. We're going to get to hang out. You guys can comment during that. And it's only $27.50 per household. So you can buy one ticket and your whole family can watch it. So I'm going to put up the banner so you guys can see. Let me see. Do I have that banner? Do I have it? Yes, I do. So here it is. Let me see. Let me remove. I come back. Oh, what happened? Oh, I have to put the banner again. See, engineering your own podcast. The only one I don't engineer is the State of Grace podcast, because that one is like my flagship show podcast. So that one I have somebody doing it, because if not, I'm like all over the place like I'm now. But this is more informal. This is more fun, especially this part where I'm talking to you guys. It's all good. So here is fundraiser, laugh your cancer off. I'm going to leave it there, and get your tickets, guys. It's going to be so fun. It's October 19th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be super fun. And we're going to be there like being stupid in the best of ways, because we are silly and goofy and we love it. So anyway, I think I'm going to have to wrap because I have an appointment to go to. And this week, before you leave, we're going to have the Tias live at noon on Thursday, noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then after that at 1:30 p.m., which would be 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to have lunch with Grace. So you guys can come talk to me and we can just shoot the shit and talk about whatever, whatever crosses our minds. And it's super fun. This is a very heavy week. On Friday at 11 a.m., we're going to have the Brain Babes top 10 phobias you're not going to believe exist. That's going to be so fun. So tune in for that with my co-host, Crystal, and we have actress Kathy McCauley joining us. She's a hoot. She's so funny. She's a trip. I love her. Did I say hoot, right? I always have problems with like the OOs. Stood, hood. It's like, I don't know. A hoot. Okay. My Latino tongue, again, you guys, I speak actually 4 languages, not just 2. Okay. French and Italian, and Spanish, of course, and English, as you can tell. I don't have to tell you that now. Okay. And last but not least, on Friday night, we have at 7 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Eastern time, Chat with Grace. Again, shooting the shit. It's going to be a little bit more risque because it's night, right? So we're going to be a little bit more Lunch with Grace is more like talking about anything, really, but more like lunch. We have lunch with someone, it's more kind of like formalish. When you have dinner with someone, it's more like, let's talk some shit. Yeah, right, with a friend. I don't know. I feel like that. That's probably, it's just me. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way? I don't know. So anyway, I love you guys. You are amazing. And thank you so much for tuning in. We have so many people tuning in. I hope you enjoyed Reba. She's amazing. And I hope you enjoyed our little chat that we had and the connection we shared today on Relationship Coaching Live. I will see you in 2 weeks, because next week I am actually going to accompany a friend of mine who's getting a biopsy, and she's terrified. And, being a breast cancer survivor, that's priority. I need to help, especially my friends, right? So I'm not going to be able to do Relationship Coaching Live, but on October 15th, we will resume this podcast and more amazing guests and more amazing talks, because you guys are amazing. All right. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very, very soon. Have you ever felt like you've lost yourself, like someone else's manipulative grip was holding you back from being the strong, beautiful soul you truly are? In Healing from Narcissism, I take you on a journey, my journey, through the darkness of narcissistic abuse to the light of freedom and self-love. Through personal stories, hard-won lessons, and powerful strategies, I'll show you how to break free from toxic patterns and reclaim your power. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of love. And my friend, you are worthy of the life you've always dreamed of. Let me help you get there. It's time to heal, to thrive, and to live life on your terms. This isn't just a book, it's your guide to a brighter, more powerful you. Grab your copy of Healing from Narcissism today and let the transformation begin.